It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh, bah. You know, I'm here to spread some Christmas cheer. Hi, Bob Henrickson here with the Nebraska Statewide Arboretum. And, you know, my idea of Christmas cheer isn't this. You know, you have one of these at home. I think everybody collects them and throws them in the garage. I'm one of those. You know, no more. There's my Christmas cheer. I don't want to say bah humbug, but I will. You know, my idea of Christmas cheer is right here. I like to collect things in nature, in the garden, out in the road ditches, wherever it may be, where I can get my hands on fresh cut greenery, pine cones, fruiting shrubs, fruiting trees, to really celebrate Christmas in a more of a natural way, celebrating the beauty of nature and then putting it together and combining it and making it feel like Christmas. But me, it's just not about Christmas, it's about the holiday season, which basically from Thanksgiving through New Year's Day. And by putting these evergreens out here on my railing, they will last and look fresh for weeks and weeks, right past New Year's Day, even past Valentine's Day. So what I do is I go out and get permission from my friends that have a variety of evergreen trees out in the country, maybe in their windbreak. I collect these evergreens from a variety of trees and then assemble them into simply evergreen boughs, and then create this on a railing. If you don't have a railing, you can put these in containers. Lots of different things you can do for outdoor arrangements with natural props, if you will. If you come over here, I'll show you what I do. I collect a variety of things, and what I like to do is collect pine trees, fir trees, spruce trees, all those different evergreens, even hollies. I've got some holly here. This is another evergreen. We call this a broadleaf evergreen, and the hollies, of course, say Christmas, and outdoors they last for weeks and weeks. So what you can do is cut off, you know, 1 to 2 foot long branches of this, and I like to remove the needles on the bottom part here just so I have something to grab onto and it's easier to cinch them up. Here I've got Austrian pine, Mugo pine, we've got Scotch pine, and I like to get the gray leafed Scotch pines. They're really nice. Hey, added bonus with the pine cone there. And here you've got white pine, really soft needles, beautiful texture, all different textures working there. And that's just pine trees. And it could be all the same kind. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you. But I found a variety of them just makes it more interesting and more colorful and fun. And here you've got Douglas fir tree. Douglas fir, hey, Christmas trees, but also evergreen boughs. You know, a lot of garden centers offer evergreen boughs as well, individual pieces so you can create your own as well. But here we've got concolor fir, and one of my favorites, by the way, using in these evergreen boughs. And then you may add a couple spruce for highlights. And here we have a blue spruce. And here we have Norway spruce. We even have juniper with berries, which I think, hey, says Christmas. And then I love the dark, dark green of Japanese yew. Pretty nice sized bough there. You can call it a swag, whatever you want to call it. And then what I'll do is I'll just put that between my legs to kind of hold it. Hey, get back here, little feller. Hold it in place. And then I grab a big old rubber band and cinch it up like that. And it's good to go. And I'll make about, here I got about 3 or 4 or 7, something like that. But I'll make a number of them until I get bored doing that. And then it's on to the next thing, because you know it's all about monotony with this. And then you come over here to your railing and you just overlap it over the next one and wire that to the railing. Piece of cake. And you just keep overlapping and move your way down. And then you start adding these highlights, and that's just simply real tough to do. You know, you grab a branch of a crabapple and cinch it in between the other ones. Now, of course, I'm not going to do that now. I'm not going to attach it, but basically you see the idea. It's up to you to put what highlights you want to put in. And again, it gets you out into nature, collecting these things from the garden, from wild places, and you can get your kids out with you to collect these things, get them away from the TV set this time of year, and really get them to appreciate Christmas more than just going to cut down the Christmas tree, right? You can go out and cut these natural things, maybe they're even growing in your garden, and make some fun crafts out of them. You know, you're not just limited, as I mentioned, to the railings, but you've also got container arrangements that you can make. And container arrangements, I love using evergreens as a base, but then I like using a vertical element coming out of there. And a lot of times what works best for that are what we call woody florals. And these are floral pieces, because floral shops are selling them a lot, as well as garden centers. Like this plant, this yellow stem dogwood. I've got a variety of things over here. I've got willow. This is the prairie fire willow. Really nice, beautiful stems. And then you've got something as simple as pussy willows, which a lot of us have. And you just stick those down into the sand or the soil, whatever you're using, and then start adding your colorful fruit elements to that. And I'll show you what I collect there for a variety of fruits to kind of give it that fun highlight. And a variety of things, from hawthorn berries. This is winter king hawthorn, and this is crab apple. And here we got my favorite. This is the winterberry holly, really beautiful shrub, easy to grow, a lot of fruit on there. And then you've got a shrub like this, the coralberry, which is an easy native plant grown in Nebraska that works well to highlight these evergreens, as well as the black chokeberry, one of my favorites. Very dark, but combined with the reds really stands out. And then but not least, the Wentworth viburnum. Really beautiful, colorful berries that look good all season long. So those are excellent highlights that you can use with your grasses, or I mean with your evergreens in containers or on a railing. But what I've also found combines very well with evergreens is right here, ornamental grasses or prairie grasses. You can collect a variety of grasses, again, from the garden, from natural areas. This in particular grass is called Canada wild rye. It's a native prairie grass that's a dime a dozen in the area I collect it, and I'll just collect this in the summertime, usually around July, and then cinch it up with the rubber band and hang it in the garage to dry, and then it's ready and will last for weeks and weeks and weeks in these style of containers. And again, I'm drying a variety of grasses throughout the season, from big blue stem to little blue stem, sand lovegrass, one of my favorites, Indian grass. All those prairie grasses look very wonderful. But you don't have to stop at just prairie grasses. One of my favorites is right here, the Ravenna grass, and this one a lot of us have growing in our gardens, and it's just nice, beautiful texture to it. And guess what? It's real easy. You can actually steal something from it. Hey, I'll just take you, little feller, and I'll take you, and pretty soon you start grabbing 3 or 4 of these, and you can make fun little Christmas ornaments, or I mean for your tree, to wear prairie style ornaments, whatever you want to call them. This is just a couple of purple coneflower seed heads, simple bow, and I'm not a bow tire, believe you and me, so that took a lot of effort for me to do that, but hey, it still looks all right. And again, hang this on the tree and you got a prairie style tree. It looks really good with cedars, which are kind of rustic anyway, right? So if you're one of those people that cut cedars and you want something that looks el natural, good way to go, grasses. But you gotta harvest them in the summertime, you know, when the stems are still green. If you get them now, they'll fuzz out and shatter all over the place. So you gotta think Christmas in July, and it'll give you that reason. And of course, it's hot in July and August when you're collecting, but you can reap the rewards by creating some really fun arrangements to highlight your beautiful Christmas style evergreens. So I hope you get inspired to get out there in nature. If you don't do it this year, try a little bit. Try just maybe one container. And if you're not convinced doing one little container, boy, I don't know what will convince you, because you'll find yourself doing more and more every year, just like I did. I started with one container, saw how easy it was, and then just kept adding every year to where now I'm doing a lot of my railing and many containers. So hope you enjoyed, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Adios.